Okay, next part we're going to do for organic chemistry is we're going to start naming some molecules. How to name them, what the deal is with naming them, how it works, things like that. So the first thing you need to know about organic chemistry is they all have prefixes, and the prefixes tell you how many carbons there are. So if I have one carbon, the prefix for one is meth. Okay, like methane, methanol, methanal, so on and so forth. The prefix for two is eth, like ethane, ethene, ethine, so on and so forth. 3 is prop, or prop, however you want to say it. It's actually prop, so like propane, propene. 4 is bute, not but, it's bute, butane, butene. 5 is pent. This should start sounding familiar now. The 1, 2, 3, 4s are a little bit, but now you should sound familiar from mathematics. 6 is hex with an X, hexane. 7 is hept. 8 is oct. 9 is non. And 10 carbons in the longest chain is dec. All right, so dec. So you could name a couple. So like for example, if I had drew a molecule, I'm not going to draw all the hydrogens. So here's a carbon here, carbon here, carbon here, carbon here, carbon here, carbon here. There's a bunch of hydrogens hanging off. I'm not going to draw the hydrogens, but imagine the hydrogens attached at the end of these lines. How many carbons do I have consecutively? Well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, that gives me a hex. This molecule is a hex. What type of bonds are between these? They're single bonds. Remember, single bonds are going to be ane. So this is a hexane molecule. All right. If I was to change this bond here, which would take this off and take this off, now I have a double bond between the molecules. That would still be hex because there's still 6, but now I have a double bond, and it tells me the location of it. On the second bond, I have a double, 2-hexene. 2 second bond, or second bonds between the carbons, I have a double. Same thing would go for triple. If this was a triple, it'd be 2-hexyne with a Y-N-E. All right, so make sure you know your prefixes, make sure you know your endings. The endings tell you what type of bonds are between the carbons. The beginnings tell you how many carbons you have consecutively. All right, next thing we're going to deal with is going to be some common suffixes you're going to run into. The suffixes have to deal with the side chains, the ones that come off these main longest chain of carbons. So the first one, alcohol group. Okay, so alcohol groups have an OH somewhere in the molecule, hanging off one of the carbons. All right, here's just draw a little example here. Let's say they have this. Here's my hydrogens. Remember, hydrogens are on the end. I'm not going to draw them. Let's say I have an O attached to an H, sometimes written as OH. Either way is fine. So it's going to look something like that. Whoop. All right, it's going to look something like that with an OH in the molecule. It's got to be somewhere on, could be on the ends, could be in the middle, could be up and down, doesn't matter where, it just got to be there. All right, so an alcohol makes this a highly, makes the molecule polar, and the OH is covalently bonded. So naming alcohols, all you have to do for naming alcohols is tell me the location, what chain it off is, and you need the suffix part, you need to have an OL at the end. So if I was to name this molecule right here, how many carbons do I have? I have 1, 2, 3. What's my 3? 3 is prop. So I go prop. What type of bonds do I have between these? I have single bonds, so it's an ane. All right, but now change your ending to OL. So it's not propane, it's propanol. All right, and that tells me I have an OH. This OL tells me I have an OH in the molecule. And it's off the second one, just so you know. And there's different terms you run into. We're not going to talk about those. There's going to be like isopropanol, you know, things like that. But we're just going to just straight naming stuff. All right, so there's your first one right there.
Good afternoon, Cougar staff. Our water pressure is low.